Alright, in this video I thought I would talk to you about something that I'm experimenting with right now. And what that is actually changing the gauge on the 6th string. So in most common sets that you get, and the ones I've always used in the past, you have normally like a 20 plain on the 6th string. And then I was thinking too that used to, about the only thing that you did with that 6th string was raise it up from a G sharp open to an A with your B pedal. Now, I recently changed my pulls again, and I'm always kind of experimenting with that. So I went ahead and tried to put that Paul Franklin pedal back on, and I split that. So now I'm actually lowering that 6th string a whole tone. And I also have a split on that. So what I mean by that is I can lower it down to F sharp. And then if I engage my B pedal down while the knee lever is still down, that'll bring that back up to, it'll bring it to G, which will give you like an E minor, gives you the minor third. Okay, so what I was thinking too, it seems like it's working better. I upped the gauge on that from a 20 plain to a 22 plain. So I just did that a couple of days ago, and it's working out real well, and I thought I would make a video on that showing you. I like the sound. I like the bigger string. It gives me a better sound, I think. So again, what I was thinking is that normally if you don't have any other pulls on that string, on that 6th string, then probably staying with the 20 is fine. But if you do have any other knee levers or pulls on that 6th, then I would suggest maybe experimenting with upping that gauge from a 20 to a 22 plain. And also, I've thought about doing a wound string on that. I haven't done it yet. So if any of you out there are using a wound string instead of a plain on your 6, please leave me some comments and see how that's working. And if you're using either the lowering that to F sharp, lowering that 6th string down a whole, or if you're just lowering it down a half, again, what I'm doing is I'm actually lowering it a whole with a knee lever. And then when I press my B pedal, it brings it back up. So that's called a split pull. So I thought I'd include this and let you see what I'm doing. Like I said, I've been changing my knee levers up again, but right now I went ahead and I had my first pedal, my 0 pedal, I had a pull on it that Jimmy Crawford had, and that was actually raising your 5th from B to C sharp and lowering your 10th from B to B flat. But I went ahead and just put the 5th string whole lower from B to A. And then I put the rest of that Franklin pedal on a knee lever. I thought, okay, I also wanted this pull where that would only be lowered a half, and I can achieve that with a split pull. Mickey Adams has a good video on tuning those splits on his site and going into a little more in depth on that. So he's got a good video on that. But it works out real well on this guitar. That's with it pulled to half. And that's with it pulled to whole. Okay, so give that a try and let me know if you're doing that already or if you're using a different gauge on that 6th string. Like I said, my way of thinking right now is that in past, normally all you ever did on that 6 was raise it up from G sharp to A. So they were using a 20 plane, but now since I'm doing both the raise and the lowering and the whole, I decided to go up a little bit more on that. Also, I was watching Brett Mason video when he was talking about his string gauges, how he customizes them. He says, and it makes sense to me, that sometimes when you go up to a bigger gauge, it gives you a little beefier sound, a little fuller sound. And I'm finding that to be the case with this 6 string going from a 20 plane to a 22 plane. So you can, I went to the music store here locally. They actually didn't even have any singles. I had to buy a whole set of guitar strings to get that 22, but in that pack of guitar strings, they had a 15 and they had an 11. So I can use those two in my tuning here. But anyhow, if you can get access to one, you know, if you can get them single, they're usually a couple of bucks. It's not too much of an investment to try that and see what you think. So leave me some comments. I'd be happy to hear from you. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it's beneficial to you. And we just want to take this opportunity to thank all our supporters on YouTube and on Patreon, and especially our Tier 3 supporters on Patreon. We just really appreciate you. Also, if you enjoyed this video, then make sure to go ahead and press the like and subscribe buttons. You can also join the channel to receive early access to our videos by pressing the join button below. So on behalf of Jacob and I, keep picking.